All right, just came through the walkthrough. Guys are ready to have a practice. A little short week here, but looking forward to getting out there on a Thursday. So with that, I'll just open it up.
Start first with Todd Lebo. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Coach, just wonder if you can get your first impressions of what you've seen of the Broncos offense this year. They got Drew Lock back last week. It's been a little uneven with them at the quarterback position.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. It looked pretty smooth and kind of clicking on all cylinders this past game against New England. They got the quarterback back. We anticipate them getting the tight end back, maybe both running back. So it feels like, they've won 2 straight games, on the road. My guess is they're pretty confident right now. So I think we're going to see a good football team.
Let's go next to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Sam.
What'd you think of the play from your secondary, and specifically, did you feel like, there was some extra motivation based on the way they had played against the Raiders, and that showed up on Monday?
Yeah, Sam, I think I told him this the day after the game, or 2 days later, whatever it is. I mean, the NFL is the ultimate proving ground. By that, I mean, you have to prove it every week. If you have a really good game, you got to prove that that's what you were. And we certainly, our goal was to prove that what happened at home here against the Raiders was not what we were about. And I did think that they responded really well, real aggressive. I was happy to see that. CW and Bashad Breeland did a great job on the outside and the safeties inside. And the result was pretty good.
Let's go next to Herbie Teope. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach. Good morning. How are you?
Good, Herbie.
Hey, yesterday with the Broncos, Drew Lock and Bradley Chubb had mentioned that they're well aware of losing 9 straight to the Chiefs, and it's actually a topic of discussion there. How much is that discussed in Kansas City among the staff members and players that you are on a 9-game winning streak? And lastly, you've been doing this a long time. Is there such a thing as a psychological edge in the NFL?
I don't know about that. And the best way I can answer that is until you just told me it was 9 wins, I would not have known that. Again, I mean, the way we operate defensively is every game, sits on its own. I don't think we wouldn't gain anything by knowing that we had beaten them 9 in a row. I think we're just going to worry about this coming game on Sunday and hope that we can get another one. That's the goal.
Let's go next to Seren Petro. Go ahead, Seren.
Coach, kind of similar to what Herbie was talking about, with that, now you're aware of, right, the 9 games streak. The Raiders were definitely aware of how much the Chiefs had dominated them during the broadcast. They quoted John Gruden in their conversations as saying he would do anything to win that game. When they won the game, I'm sure you've heard this by now, drove the bus around for a victory lap. I mean, it was kind of like a Super Bowl for them. With the dominance that the Chiefs have had in the AFC West, does that Raider game maybe help underscore how big the rest of the AFC West sees these games? And is this one that you have to, raise the level for? Maybe you got caught by the Raiders and it won't happen now?
I think we got to raise the level for all our opponents. I talked a lot in these last 2 meetings about complacency. I mean, that's our fight right now. I'm not saying that there is any. I'm just saying that you got to fight all the time against that. Going back to what you were talking about, I think Patrick Mahomes said it best. I don't know if it was in one of the team huddles or whatever, but I remember him saying, hey, guys, we got to realize we're going to get everybody's best. And that's what happens when you've had some success. So we expect that every week. I have trust in the defensive guys that there will be no letdown. This is a good offense we're going to face. I just said it a little bit earlier. When I turn on the New England game and I watch how they operated there, they moved the football. I know they kicked field goals, but they're moving the football. They got their quarterback back. They're getting the running backs back. They get the tight end. So they got to feel like they got all their tools and weapons back, and we're certainly going to prepare for that.
We've got 2 more hands up. We'll go Robert and then Pete. Go ahead, Robert.
Hey, Coach. So there's a good chance you're going to get snow in Denver when you head to Denver over there. So does the snow ever change up your game plan, or does inclement weather ever change up how you call a game? And, there's that famous Mahomes clip of him talking about he's a snow game kind of guy. Do you feel like you got snow game guys on the defensive side of the ball?
I don't know about that. I know we did play a snow game last year. It was against these guys, right? It was at home. Listen, the elements are what they are. Everybody's got to deal with it. Coach Reed addressed it this morning, and we just roll. You can't let anything take you off course of what you're trying to do. I mean, the only thing I can think of when you ask that question is I just go back to what's the field conditions, and let's be smart with footwear and all that. Guys, DBs, keep your feet underneath you, little things like that. But other than that, I don't think the game plan changes.
We'll go last to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Good morning, Coach. It's been an interesting year for Charvarius. I know it's probably not easy playing with that fractured hand, but it looked like there was some improvement this past week in his game. How critical was it for him to maybe feel comfortable so that you could slide Fenton back to where you like to run him there in the slot?
Yeah. Listen, I've told C-Dub this before. I got all the confidence in the world in him. I still had it even after the Raiders game, where part of it was my fault. And, we bounced back. I mean, we bounced back as a group. He bounced back. He's a good football player for us. We need both him and Breezy out there in the corners doing what they do. And if we can continue to do that, I think it'll make the defense better.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.